Whoa, looks like my shed could use. As you can see, I have it on safe, so no need to call me out on where it's pointing at the moment. There's no bullets in it. The chamber is empty. That's right, folks. We're coming up on a big one. I have had this video out for a long time now. Not the longest time of any video, but quite a while. Today's video, we're going to be doing a recap review of the Smith Wesson M&P 1522. Just like how critics are going to criticize my hair for the satire, I'm going to do a better job of breaking down the Smith & Wesson M&P 22, and I'm going to make the gun fanatics cringe with what I've done to it, because I have plenty of other guns to actually shoot. I want to preference the entire video with this shows options you can use, and I don't shoot it. It is more or less my fun gun. With that being said, that is officially something that has started today. I have been shooting this gun for more than 2 years, probably more than 4 years. Let's get into the review of the Smith & Wesson M&P 1522. At first sight, you're looking at it and you're going to see a standard AR-15, but you'll notice that the bullet hole is abnormally small. That's because of the abnormally small cartridge of the 22 caliber variety. Since this gun carries the option of 22 long rifle and nothing else, what you have to have is the 22 caliber long rifle bullet. Now, it does matter what kind you shoot. You can get the bucket o' bullets, which tend to have these terribly gold flaked lead bullets that are not gold at all. You can even shoot these brass, hollow point or not hollow point, depending on your flavor, bullets. As long as they are high powered, you can shoot them, the gun will accept them, and the gun will cycle them. But you have two things that you have to look out for when getting the Smith & Wesson M&P 1522. You will get one, count it, one magazine. That one magazine will look like this. That is all you will get. The paint aside, you will get one of these. That is it. So going to the gun range, you will have to reload and reload and reload all day. That is the point of having more than one. You fill them all up before you go, and your first full round of bullets is a lot bigger than each individual round after you've emptied the clips and start reloading. And when you have to give somebody else a shot because you've used your hour, you can go back and fill these up again. So you're going to want to get more than one set of clips, more than one magazine. I did say I was going to do some satire, but I want to be perfectly clear. This is a magazine, and you're going to want more than one. Now, they do hold 25, but I tend to keep some stacked, and what I try to do is keep them stacked here. Mathematically, it's almost midway of 25, because I hear keeping them stacked at full capacity can damage them. I do not know that that is the case. This one is not stacked to where I'd prefer it, but bullets have been shot recently. This one is stacked just beyond because I've been using it recently. The reason I do that is because you can't be but so careful with a gun that you can't replace. And being as this gun has been on the market for a while, the prices of guns have skyrocketed over the few years that I've had this one. And I really just do not want to go out and spend a ridiculous amount of money for this gun all over again. Or the magazines, if they're even in production. Because I don't know. I haven't spoke with Smith & Wesson. I'm not reading their books every week. I'm not staying that informed in who mass produces what. I just know that I have them, so I'm trying to take care of them. Be a critic if you want to. Be a critic if you don't want to. Be a cynic if you want to. I don't care. I am doing something that I prefer. I don't need that many rounds at a time. I just have them for when I go to the gun range. I do have this 10 round clip that I set to hold 5 because I'm a cynic like that. I don't feel that if I did preload this one, I should load it at 10 because that would be full capacity, and again, bad on the spring. Now, the thing about that one magazine you're going to get, I said it in my last video and I'll say it again. You're going to have to push this pin in, slide this little shoe off, and release this spring out the bottom. When you do, you're going to want to take that spring and stretch it some. Just give it a good stretch, a healthy stretch. I would Google somebody else doing that to actually do it the way they did it. I Googled it to do it the way someone else did it. And I went back and I did it to all of these as I bought them. Every single one, straight out of the package, I stretched the spring because it needs to make sure that it is absolutely sending that bullet into that chamber. Otherwise, it will not load, and you will get a compressed, chewed up bullet sitting somewhere in between the magazine and the chamber. Secondarily, that's not rust. It's not rusting. It's practically plastic. Secondarily, you're going to notice a couple of things about this gun that is probably going to bother you. And the first one's going to be, I have a lot of accessories. Well, as I told you, this gun is not meant to be used right now. And I just wanted to give you a list of options of what you can do with the gun. And that is the majority of the second thing that you're going to have to know about this gun, is that you can put options on it with this Picatinny rail system. You're only going to get these, and if you're lucky, a scope. This was the base model that did not come with the scope, and I got really good with the sights over the years, and I have determined that I never ever need a scope for this one. However, because it is 22 long rifle, I am cripplingly limited to how far I can shoot. I'm not going to go shoot 1,000 yards with it just out of pure natural habit. It does have a collapsing stock, which is a part of the gun itself, that if you were to break this, the whole lower has to leave. You have to change out the whole lower and replace it in order to get a new stock on there. This does lock in the open position like standard AR. It does have that slappy feature that everybody likes so much. It does not have the jam assist, which a lot of ARs do. But keep in mind, this is 22 LR, and if you're jam assisting on this, that could potentially be a design problem. So they did not include that in this gun. You do have the ability with the Picatinny rails to install your own front sling attachment, and I chose to show you that you can get a quick attachment to easily get this off your back and into your arms in the case of an emergency. It would be really easy. The back one on the buttstock actually comes with the gun. The front one I picked up on Amazon in a 2-pack, and the other one has gone on to my Kel-Tec Sub 2000. I do have a flashlight on here. To be more precise, I have 2 flashlights on here. I have this front flashlight that has a kind of a 90-degree angle up on the mounting process. That's unexpected. And I have it button activated. Several lumens. Pretty bright. Not the brightest thing in the world, but it's activated by the button as I grab it. That makes it great for home defense. The minute that you grab it, you have what you need. But I did go a step further because that may not be people's favorite style. Somebody may want something a little bit different. So we're going to explore a couple of other options as well. We're going to explore this, which I don't remember the brand. It's got the icon right there, but I don't remember that brand's name. Firefield. We're going to go with Firefield. If it will focus. There we go. Firefield. It has 3 options. And we will explore those 3 options in the dark. Because we can. We have the option of laser flashlight combo with the flashlight and laser offset from each other. We also have the laser only option, as well as the flashlight only option. This could be really, really necessary if you're one of those people who just can't seem to hit for shit. But if you point to the target at a certain range, you can hit it as long as you have a laser on it. Or if more precisely, the gun is very well tuned up to a certain distance with that laser, and anyone that grabs it and just needs to get it pointed pretty much at that distance, I would suggest, if you're going to use it like that it's probably for self-defense. I would set it to a relatively close range, just because you're going to be using it at a close range. You don't want to miss. If you set it for 100 yards, you're going to have a hard time defending that in court. And if you use it closer than 100 yards, you're probably going to miss. But if you just want the flashlight and you like the idea of having the laser, that is a different style option. And it is flatter and lower and sits lower. And it's just great. It's right there where I can use my knuckle to hit the buttons using the handle. Now, again, I'm going to say this a few times. This is satire. This is, in fact, a airsoft gun handle that fits Picatinny rails completely. I would move it, but let's see if I can pull the trigger with one hand. And yeah, I can. It's on there relatively solid. If someone was to, bust my handle, they would do a very good job of busting my handle. And if I have a gun like this and they're that close, this gun is not the gun that I need to be using in the first place. I repeat, if someone is close enough to you to break this handle off the front of your gun, they are too close for you to use this gun in the first place. You can use it. You're going to say, but other people have done that. Kyle Rittenhouse did that. Yes, but this gun is not designed for absolutely 2 inches off the barrel use. That's just not where you're going to shoot this gun from. This is for maybe 10 feet to 300 yards. Absolute tops, maybe. You might can do better than that, but try me. I'm talking about practicality. So, you have the options for different kinds of handles. You can literally buy this one with an airsoft gun kit for your kid and then just keep the handle. You can have all these different really nice lasers and light combos, and we can go a step further and talk about these puppies. Now, yes, this is a bit flashy. I'm aware very well so that this is flashy and unnecessary. It's also on the side, but we're gonna have this discussion anyway. If I turn this, I don't know if it can't be seen or do I see it? No, I don't see it. I imagine it is dead. Let's check with the light off. And it's dead. Good to know, because I should probably change that out if I ever decide to use this again. What this is, for those of you that don't know, and I'm sure there's a bunch of you that are screaming at me right now, either because I have it on here in the first place, or that I've let the battery die, which I don't care. Right now it's up here for satire. I have no intentions of using it at the moment. But this is a holographic laser scope. It puts a dot kind of right here in the middle of a color. It can do red, blue, or green. And you can adjust the windage on each, and you can adjust the distance on each. There's I think it's a 25, a 50, and a 75 distancing on all three colors, red, blue, and green. And they're all set for those. You can also adjust the windage and elevation. That is not the windage and elevation, that is the cap that covers them. Basically, this allows you to put a laser dot on the target without the target seeing the dot and potentially scaring people around you. And it's way closer. It exists secondarily of this. It's completely, it's all inside of itself, self-contained. And you would have to reach up here and turn it to use it. Again, the battery is dead, and I do ultimately apologize that I don't have that option just sitting there for you. But, well, I mean, it's sitting there for you, but not in display. So I apologize that it can't be displayed, but it's there. That is the kind of options that you can get. And from the front, if you were to look at those options, it would look something like this. It would look absolutely wacky with all of them on there. But it's right this minute, it's just examples. And I have to stress that as satire, because otherwise people are going to flip their lids and go, you can't give that example because you're showing too many examples. People are going to think you have to put them all on. You don't. You can put anything on here you want. It's your gun. If you want to spray paint it highlighter green or yellow and like wave it around at your enemy like a baseball bat and shout that you have a gun, go ahead by all means. But this is a very personalizable gun because it's of the AR-15 platform, and those are things that you can do with it. And you know, you can buy tons of magazines. It has the collapsible stock, and you can buy a handle. It did not come with a handle. That is a thing. It did not come with a handle. Some might, this one didn't. Now, I said one thing about the magazines was that this had to be stretched. Well, the thing about this, the gun itself, is that it needs a higher powered round to cycle, and you have to keep this thing clean. A couple of people are going to be looking at this thing and saying, Justin, you don't have it clean. We can see that right there. What is that? It's dirty. Again, this is satire. That is actually a long way from dirt. That is a special kind of lubricant that has been put on the gun parts before they were installed the last time I cleaned it. It is a very, very nice lubricant, and just because people will cringe, it is in fact graphite. Now, it has been shot 500 times since that lubricant was put on, and the lubricant was layered across the entire thing. It was all pitch black. It's not pitch black anymore. That is showing you where the wear is. It brushed it all off of here and did not brush it on any of these spots where it's specky. All of those dots is where it's not making contact on anything. I can keep my eye on the wear as long as I see how that wears over time. That is the biggest point of me putting that on there. I know people argue graphite is flammable, graphite is explosive, yada 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 yada. If you do your research and look at what you got, certain things are, certain things aren't. Those aren't. It's if there's anything in it that is explosive, it has been burnt with me firing the gun. The gun is safe. It's on safe. There's no bullet in it. There was an empty round, an empty chamber, if you will, before I snapped it to show you that it can snap. I do not remember what the gun sold for when I purchased it. I remember it was a little over $400, and I can assure you it is probably over $800 today. You can thank Joe Biden and the leftists for that, because everyone is afraid of guns. And, you know, people laugh at 22, and then this is an AR in 22. So, is it scary and needs to be banned? Or is it harmless because it's 22? Shut the fuck up and let us have our guns. Okay, but enough of me being a sarcastic asshole. If you're looking for a general self-defense gun, this is a good one to keep around your house. This is also a pretty good one to just take to the range and plink with, or in the backyard. It is not a bad gun at all to start someone out with as their first gun. It is not a bad gun at all to start someone off with as their first competitive gun, or they're you know, if somebody just moved into their own home and they've never used a gun before. This is a very easy one to get their hands on and use and become proficient with. And it, you know, shot placement is far more important than caliber. If you shoot somebody between the eyes with this and they're still standing, there's a problem with them. And yes, we have heard stories of people getting shot even with a .45 caliber and being still standing, but where's the news article? Okay, so with that out of the way and all of the satire and all of the cringe, this gun back in the day got a 4 out of 5. This gun today gets to the better rating of out of 10. It gets a 8 out of 10. The 8 out of 10 instead of a 9 out of 10 comes from it being preemptively 22, whereas you can in fact get a 223 or a 5.56 chambered system setup, and buy the conversion kit, which allows the adapt the receiver for the magazines, and it has an additional chamber adaptation kit with a new barrel, and you can run 22 long rifle in your 223 5.56 setups without having to have an entire second gun. You can go plinking with your really nice gun, and you don't have to have a second one. And that means that they are more versatile because they can use 3 kinds of ammo, or 2 kinds of ammo. 223 guns can't shoot 5.56. Just a small note for people listening. However, if you have 5.56, you can shoot 223 and use the adapter to run 22 long rifle. I will urge you to always decide what you need based on what your purchase requirements and actual zoning area is going to be. You don't need a 5.56 if you're defending your home in a trailer park where you have trailers all around you. You may want something smaller like this where the bullets will stop when they go through, you know, a brick apartment or house. You don't want bullets traveling if you don't have to. So try to, you know, speak to a local representative of the police force and see what they would suggest for your area. Actually, you know, do some math, figure out how many foot-pounds will stop your bullets that you're planning to shoot. You know, something like that. Don't just grab this one because I suggest it or because someone else suggests it. But in the meantime, this is an option. And these are the options for this gun. And there are more options. I just can't say, you know, hey, look at this one, hey, look at this one, hey, look at this one, because I don't own all of them. But at the same time, I tried. Here's a number of them, and it's gonna stay this way for a while. I may decide what options on it I like the best, but for a while now, I'm just gonna show it to people that like guns when they come to my house and see if they cringe that I have so many options on here. I may even add some just because it's gonna be ridiculous and funny. But yes, I give it an 8 out of 10 instead of a 9 out of 10 because of the variety and option for the caliber that it shoots. And other than that, it has been extremely reliable as long as it's been cleaned. It is very easy to pick up and shoot. It is very easy to learn to aim. It is very easy to sight in. It is very easy at this moment to find more magazines for this thing. It is very easy to load these magazines so that you can go to the gun range and just unload. It is very, very fun to plink around with. It is lightweight. It is not a heavy gun at all by any means. And I would beg to say that most of this is rust proof because it's mostly plastic. Some type of, you know, military grade type design, lightweight polymer gun body plastic. So it's not like dollar store plastic. It's like traditional plastic for guns that people use. Just because it's 22 caliber doesn't mean it's a 5-year-old's toy. This is no toy in general. But it is one of the smaller bullet cartridges, and it is a lighter weight gun, and it has a lot of options that can be done with it. So at the end of the day, regardless of my 8 out of 10, you can give it a whatever score you want, as long as you're deciding that this is the gun that you'd like to run. I don't know if I've convinced you to pick one up. I don't know if I've convinced you not to pick one up. But this is the story of why I've decided that I thought I should, you know, run another review. I watched my old review and was just like, oh, this is so bad. I'm struggling over my words. People are going to lose confidence in this stuff. I'm surprised people are paying attention at all. And I could do better. So I wanted to come back and show you, you know, hey, this does have options. This is why this is why that. And since I'm technically, for all intensive purposes, retiring it because of all the other guns that I have, and this is just one of my first. This is my first AR-15, and I like that. I care about it. I'm sentimental to a degree, and I want to take care of it. So by retiring it, it'll last a lot longer. I'll take it out, clean it, oil it once every, you know, millennia. But it's just gonna sit there, and I'm gonna be happy to have it. And it's just gonna be up to you if something like this is what you'd like. I don't know if it's going to be on the brand new gun shelf or if you're going to have to buy one used. But they are available places. I just can't tell you what the price will be because people are afraid of AR-15s. Therefore, production is low. Supply and demand is off, and therefore they're expensive. But I do suggest them. I really do. And even if you put worse running bullets in there that won't load, you know, bullet after bullet after bullet chambering themselves, you can still run them one at the time. I have shot pest shot out of this. I have shot rat shot out of this. I've done it to, you know, snakes and just about anything that was around the house. I could shoot it between the forehead or the butt cheek, wherever I wanted to shoot it, and it would leave, guaranteed. It would not be happy. And be pretty happy with my shot. I'd have to, you know, rack it every time. But I'm not looking to unload on ammo. I'm just looking to scare them or kill them. If it's a rat, you know, kill it. If it's a snake, kill it. Kill the rats because they attract snakes. Kill the snakes because they're snakes. You know, it does not matter. I do pest control. That's how I deal. And I have shot those through this gun with no problem. They just do not cycle. These cycle well. On my life, though, if you do not clean this thing like you're supposed to anyway, it will not cycle no matter what you're running. I hope that is a good explanation as to why I felt to give this a new review. I hope this explains why I have a lower score for it now than before. I hope you can kind of get an idea of what kind of options are available for it. And I hope that you can, make an educated decision on whether or not this is a gun for you now. I hope that you've enjoyed the video and would appreciate, liking, subscribing, commenting, and all of that crap I'm supposed to ask you to do. But you don't have to. And that's the great thing about, my channel. I don't advertise. I don't get anything for free. Nothing's biased. And I just like telling you the truth. So, get from this what you will, but I hope that you have a great day, and as always, stay safe out there.